first episode of the new semester, which starts right now. I'm your host, Kate Woynerowski, and with me tonight, I have Griffin Barfield, RJ Pillay, Daniel Dungan, and Leah Hart. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. My. We have a lot to catch up on. I mean, we had the World Cup. What a game, first of all. Argentina takes down France in the World Cup final. Messi gets his World Cup win. Guys, how did we feel about this? Because, my gosh.
I mean, you know, it was an incredible game. Argentina were up 2-0. Messi obviously scored the opening goal, which, historic. It's scripted perfectly. France came back, went in extra time, back and forth, and ended in a penalty shootout. I mean, what else could you want? There's no place like sports, and showed it again and again. It was an awesome game.
Well, I was all wrong about each pick 'em, and I see that Argentina had won, and I see on I think on social media they were like he got the most followers on Instagram and stuff like that. So I'm happy for them. I still got to get in the World Cup. So.
Yeah, no, it's true. I think it's interesting. I never really thought the World Cup would be this exciting as it was really this year, to be honest with you guys. So I truly thought it was really interesting. But I think what I mostly want to talk about though is college football. I mean, it just wrapped up, and that playoff, my, it has to be one of the most memorable playoffs of all time, my honest opinion. Like, those semifinal games, electric. I mean, I assume you all watched semifinal games like I did.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, what did you think about that? Because I think what was interesting to me was I did not think TCU would battle with Michigan the way they did.
Yeah, I think it was such a good game, but, I mean, even though TCU came out to the national championship, Georgia's just too good. I feel like everybody might have doubted them in the beginning, but they went undefeated throughout the whole season. I mean, they're just, solidifying themselves as a huge dynasty. I mean, Alabama's still up there, but top two teams in the SEC, back to back.
Yeah, no, and it will be interesting to see next year how that kind of unravels with Georgia and Alabama, especially now with Georgia being maybe the new dynasty. I mean, are they the new dynasty, do we think?
No.
No? Why not? Or yes?
Clemson the dynasty.
Clemson is the dynasty. Griffin, why do you think UGA is the new dynasty over Alabama?
I mean, Kirby Smart's doing something right. We can obviously look at that since taking over. He's, won 2 championships. He's put Georgia back on the map. And, I think a lot of people are overlooking the fact that Georgia did it with, I know everyone's calling, Stetson Bennett, 25-year-old, he's too old, he's too this, he's too that. The fact that they were able to win, with a 25-year-old guy and this defense, phenomenal. I think that, defense played a huge part of it. I think that they'll be right back where they will be next year. And I just think, it's going to be tough to stop Georgia in the next coming years.
Yeah, their backups were playing like starters. It was crazy how well they were doing, getting pressure on Dungan. So
I didn't even watch the game.
It made so many people get drafted last year from their defense, and for them to just come back and be the same exact way.
Their defensive end was a freshman. He was just getting back there each time.
Yeah.
Each time.
He's big.
But I thought Ohio State was going to win, but that field goal.
I did too.
That was so awesome.
CJ Stroud could not have been stopped that whole entire game, and I was honestly shocked that Georgia was able to handle Stroud at the very end. I truly did not think Georgia deserved to win that game, my honest opinion. And you could tell from their reactions on the sidelines that they did not think they deserved to win the game. But I think, I think that's what gave them the fuel, though, to beat TCU that badly, in my honest opinion. Don't you guys think?
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
Poor
Yikes.
TCU.
Poor TCU. I know. It's crazy. I mean, and now we have Jim Harbaugh staying in Michigan. Now he's not going to the NFL anymore, as a lot of people thought. I mean, I think it is a matter of time until we see him in the NFL eventually, but it will be interesting to see how that keeps on with Michigan next couple of years. But let's talk about Clemson's dynasty, as RJ brings up here. Clemson is trying to revive themselves a little bit by hiring Garrett Riley, TCU's former offensive coordinator, as their new offensive coordinator. So, guys, what do we think about this move?
Obviously, Brandon Streeter didn't work out the way that we wanted to. I like how, Dabo and this whole Clemson football personnel was able to kind of branch out and kind of check out these other schools. And adding Garrett Riley is a huge addition. He won Assistant of the Year being the offensive coordinator for this TCU offense that looked dynamic, especially, in that, I think it was the Fiesta Bowl against Michigan. They looked phenomenal. But, it's a great signing. He'll be able to develop this offense and hopefully get some more points on the board that maybe we were looking for a little bit more last season.
Yeah, put up 50 points a game. I hope.
Yeah, no, it'd be nice. I think they average, 38 points a game?
TCU or Clemson?
TCU.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Something like that. They
Sounds
also
alright.
had the most, deep ball plays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been lacking, honestly.
Yeah, we need to go back to wide receiver U because I don't know what we got going on.
But we got Jeff Scott now, so
Yeah.
he's back.
Is he back, though? Because I've
Yeah.
heard conflicting reports about
I
that.
thought he was signed.
I thought so, too, but I don't know.
There was talks, I think, but nothing. I don't think anything's been confirmed. I just know that Riley's been confirmed. He's been the guy, kind of been talked about for a while.
Got it. That makes sense. Got it. Well, speaking of which, I mean, are we going to go to the transfer portal at any sort of point, do we think? Or maybe not? I'm not sure. What do you guys think about that?
I just know everybody going to Colorado.
Yeah, that's true.
No, you know what? That's so true. Everyone seems to be going to Colorado. I mean, that's the new hot place, right? We got Deion Sanders. I think it would be, that's very true.
I just want to see how many games they're going to win this year.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, it will be interesting. I think the transfer portal in general is making college football more interesting in a sense because it is reviving all these teams that are supposed to be, I don't know, I mean, you will have those Colorados that are being affected by the transfer portal because, they're probably going to have a winning record maybe next year, maybe 2 years down the road because of this. So, I mean, in your honest opinion, we've had a lot of transfers go on this past month, honestly. We could talk about DJ Uyunga, going to Oregon State. We could talk about Sam Hartman going to Notre Dame. Who do you think will bring the biggest impact next year in college football as a transfer?
I'm going to say DJ.
DJ, all right.
I'd probably say Sam Hartman. I mean, he's been so successful at Wake Forest, but for him to move into a huge program that's trying to revive and get back into the college football playoff, I think it's going to be a huge addition. And he's such a consistent quarterback with the deep ball, and he can basically do everything. So hopefully that'll be a good addition for their team.
Yeah, Notre Dame needed experience at quarterback, so.
No, they definitely did.
They were having a lot of QB problems from switching to their original starter and then their backup QB. So I feel like just to have that consistency.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong about that. I think it'll be interesting as well because they have a former 5-star behind him now, behind Hartman. And it'll be interesting to see whether he transfers or he stays throughout the rest of the next season. I think it'll be very interesting because he played a very good bowl game against South Carolina. So, RJ, Griffin, any takes?
Well, I say DJ because I think everybody going to forget about him now since he done left. And I just feel like he going to put up some numbers. I did see on TikTok, it's this one dude, I forgot his name. He said he went in the transfer portal from Savannah State, but the coach was like he never went there.
That's right. I heard about this.
And
I was just reading about that.
And they on his 24/7 page, he got accepted to all these D1 schools, but he ain't never went to Savannah State. I forgot his name. It's going viral right now on TikTok.
No, I literally was just looking at this too. Was it Quan Proctor? Is his name?
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, I don't know how to tell you this, but that is iconic. I don't know how you pull that
It's like
off.
Bishop Sycamore and all
That is
that
Bishop
stuff.
Sycamore move.
Yeah.
No, that's a very Bishop Sycamore move, and you know what? I respect it. You know what? There are lots of, that's very telling about how many people are in the transfer portal in the first place because, yeah, there's probably a lot. And then I love how the coach called him out though and said he's not my player. That's not my player who's leaving a program. Griffin, any takes on transfers?
It's kind of out of the way. I don't know if it fits the criteria, but I'm gonna go with Coach Prime. I mean,
All right, yeah, that counts.
I mean, he brings a whole market to himself. All these players, his son Shader Sanders, I think his name is. He joined the team. Travis Hunter joined the team. He was a 5-star recruit. So I think he's got something brewing here, and Colorado's ready to put the Pac-12 and their school right back on the map to try to challenge the likes of UCLA and USC as well.
Yeah, no, I think it would be really interesting. That's a really good choice there. I think that the Deion Sanders, in my opinion, is the biggest move in college football. And I mean, little did we know Colorado was going to be the choice. But you know what? I respect it. And you know what? He's going to be going up against now Lincoln Riley, who was also the biggest transfer, in my opinion, last year as well. So I think that will be interesting to see how that clash goes out. So I don't know. And then you also have Oregon, who really have honestly taken advantage of the NIL opportunities. I think the Pac-12's really got a lot of interesting stuff going on, especially in terms of the modern age of college football and how they basically are that. They paint the picture of that. So it'll be interesting to see how they all go against each other. I do also want to bring up one more thing before we move on to #game. Just Damar Hamlin of the Buffalo Bills. He is making a remarkable recovery. I honestly cannot believe that he is even alive. And I mean, shout out to the CPR people who came out on the field because they literally saved his life. So watching that on TV was really hard to watch, but I feel like that was something that should be mentioned before I move on. And I'm grateful that he's recovering and hopefully he can take that next step into improving. So yeah. All right, guys. #game?
Let's do it.
All right. #game it is. We're going to start with our very own Clemson men's basketball as they are 7-0 in ACC play. They play tonight at 9 o'clock against Wake Forest, so we'll see if that record still stands. But as of now, I can say we are 7-0, so I will be taking advantage of this. Guys, what is your hashtag for this after they beat Duke on Saturday?
I mean,
We
mine
them
does work.
boys. Yeah, mine's don't work.
Griffin, you can go first. Just say it.
So it's #basketball school. Obviously, we are a basketball school, but we've done best ACC start in program history. We've got something brewing down here. We just upset Duke last Saturday. We've been doing a lot of good things, and I think a lot of analysts put us under the radar. Obviously, a lot works still needs to be done. Obviously, Wake Forest tonight, Virginia Tech later on. Still got matchups with Virginia and North Carolina looming. But, Clemson's ready to shock the AFC, and they're ready to make some deep runs into these tournaments that are coming up.
Yep.
All right, RJ.
We them boys. My hashtag. I believe in them boys. Like, when I used to always go to the games and I just see how we be winning, I'm like, yeah, they need to put some respect on. I'm glad they rank us already, because, like, if we wasn't ranked this past Saturday, I was going to be mad, because, like, look at our record. We undefeated in the ACC. Like, I'm just happy.
Right, exactly. Daniel.
I went #historical because we've never been 7-0 in conference play. So
Yeah.
let's go.
Woo!
I said #once in a lifetime, kind of similar to yours, but I mean, we're dominating the ACC right now, almost beating every team, and I think people, like RJ said, people need to put some respect on us. Kind of been underrated the last few weeks, so finally they ranked us, and hopefully we're only going up from there.
Yep.
That's awesome. And I assume who went to the Duke game on Saturday? That was pretty cool. Yeah, I did too. It was pretty awesome. How was your experience with that? If you want to open up about that.
Oh, well, so first half, I was standing up the whole time because the man kept saying I was not going to get in the game. So, like, you got to have that confidence and, like, you wait, be patient. We got in the game, stand up. Second half, sat down by the band, looked to my left, I see Davo, and I like, oh, this is the best game of my life.
And that is the experience of a lifetime right there. I love that. No, that was really cool. I think getting into that game was very hard. I had to get there really early. I think I got there at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was a 5 o'clock tip-off. So hats off to you if you got there early and you spent all that time waiting in line, because it was worth it at least. I will give you that. So it's pretty awesome, pretty cool. And we had Garrett Riley there and Dabo. So, I mean, it was a pretty cool experience for that. All right, moving on to the next hashtag. We're going to move on to the NBA. Let's see how old you feel when I tell you this. LeBron last night, he dropped 48 points on Jabari Smith's the Rockets last night. But in doing so, Jabari Smith came up to LeBron James and told him that LeBron James' first NBA game was against his dad. So Jabari Smith's dad played against LeBron James in his first NBA game. And they played each other last night. So how old does that make you feel? Pretty old. Guys, what is your hashtag for this?
GOAT. He's still
30
GOAT.
grade.
30 grade.
Why 30 grade?
I don't know. He had like 48 points or 47. I don't know.
48, yep.
Yeah, 48 points, and he's still doing that at 38. Some people who just got drafted can't even do that, or like his age can't even do that. So, I mean, for him to perform this way at that age, you know, makes you feel old, but like based on that conversation him and Jabari Smith had, but you know, it's just showing you how great he is and how he might be one of the best players in the NBA.
Yeah. Daniel?
Yeah, I was like, hashtag still kicking. He beat his dad, and I beat his son. That generations of just beating generations of people in your own sport is wild.
He's nuts. You know, I gotta respect LeBron for that, honestly. I mean, he can beat the father and the son. You know, I
He the
respect
GOAT.
in their primes. RJ.
I say he the GOAT just because
Yep.
like,
Yeah.
it's LeBron. And plus, the Rockets, they're not really this good this year either, so.
No,
It was possible they're going to put 48 on. He dropped 48 on. It's LeBron.
I mean, sure, you're not wrong. I mean, the Rockets aren't the best this year, but you know what? I mean, LeBron dropping 48 at his age is pretty remarkable. So I'll give him that.
Yeah, most 38-year-olds can't drop no 48 points.
Yeah. Oh, I could not drop 48. Okay. No, I don't know if I could drop 2. But, Griffin.
I just said hashtag father time.
Yes.
I mean, it's pretty obvious, but it's kind of crazy at the same time because you don't really go in a company with these types of people because they play against their dads and their sons. I mean, if I've heard that from like any player, I think it'd be Tom Brady, if I'm being honest, like playing against players that weren't even born when he was playing. But it's just wild. He dropped 48 points. He's 38 years old. You know, it's 40s when he retires. It's crazy that he's staying in peak shape and playing this dominant for such a long time. It's incredible.
Yeah. No, it honestly really is incredible, and props to LeBron for that. Really. I mean, my goodness. And honestly, in a time when the Lakers have not been in the top of headlines in the most positive way, I mean, it's a good headline to be honest with you, and good for him. Good for LeBron for trying to carry the Lakers. All right, moving on to the NFL. Finally, this comes in from Cliff Kingsbury, who was just fired from the Arizona Cardinals, as many coaches were up to calling him for OC jobs. He said, "No way, I am buying a one-way ticket to Thailand." And you know what? I respect that. Guys, what is your hashtag for Cliff Kingsbury going to Thailand?
Soul searching.
Soul searching. Yeah.
I say he's stress-free. He ain't worrying about it. He don't care. So yeah.
Mets need him. We need him. I mean, we just demoted Matt Patricia, so that's good. But we need somebody to fill the void.
Oh no!
So-
Just when the Pats need him,
Yeah.
and he goes to Thailand.
We need somebody up there.
You know,
I said
Way.
#Sia. I don't know. I think he's just taking some time off, getting out of the headlines. Just doesn't want to deal with any of the pressure of making a decision right now. So, you
Yep.
know, that's his only option, just booking it to Thailand, I guess.
No, that's fair. You know what? I honestly thought that we were gonna get him as OC for a couple seconds, and I was like, why didn't we go after him? Well, and then that headline came out the next day, and I was thinking, that makes sense. You know, I hats off to you, I guess. You know, some people just want to stay in the NFL forever, and meanwhile, Cliff Kingsbury has had enough for a bit. So, do we think he comes back next season? I would think so. Don't we think? Maybe not.
I mean, it's a good retirement plan. He's getting paid still, so.
You know
Yeah.
what? That's fair. That's fair. He is getting paid still, and you know that could be the end of the road for him. But I don't know. I could very much see him coming back though, the NFL, and just maybe going for the Pats job, which would satisfy Daniel probably. So
Yeah.
it all works out. Maybe, maybe not. Speaking of it all working out, it all worked out for the Jacksonville Jaguars, as it was always the Jags. They came back from a 27-0 hole to win the game 31-30 in the wild card playoffs on Saturday night against the Los Angeles Chargers. Guys, what is your hashtag for this remarkable comeback?
Shock.
Undefeated on Saturday.
Yes!
Yeah.
Undefeated on
House.
Saturday.
I saw that stat on like some Instagram post, and that just like shocked me. He's never lost on Saturday ever in his life, Trevor Lawrence. I mean, last year him and the Jaguars didn't work out like as planned, but this year they finally got their chance, and I mean, coming back 27-0 is pretty big deal for them. So, hats off to them.
Cool. Daniel?
I said #Waffle House
Oh,
because
great hashtag.
first half of the game I was somewhere else and couldn't watch it, so we went to Waffle House, and they started playing great. And then Trevor Lawrence went to Waffle House after it, just for
No
us.
way.
There was like pictures of him like at Waffle
Yeah.
House like
Yeah.
right after the game.
Yeah.
No, I did see that, but you went to Waffle House for the
Yeah,
second
we
half.
watched the end of the game at Waffle House.
That's
so.
incredible. So you and Trevor were just on the same wavelength
Full
Saturday night.
yes. Yes.
That's pretty awesome.
We're giving him that Waffle House magic.
No, well, it's funny. I was at Waffle House. When was I there? Was it like it was 2 a.m. on Saturday morning as well? So I was thinking, oh, Trevor and I have the same plan. I guess 24 hours apart. You know what? Respect to that. That's so funny. But yeah, no. Griffin, what was your hashtag?
I said #historic, but then again, I kind of changed it to #Falcons moment. Honestly,
Ooh, that's a good one.
I mean, it's a low blow, but you know, Chargers, what are you doing? You're up 28-0. Coming after the week after, you know, you play all your starters and you get Mike Williams hurt. It's what's going on in there? Come on.
I'm glad they lost. 'Cause
can't-
I'm glad. I'm
I'm glad they lost. It's so funny. There's someone who used to be on the extra point. He called that the Chargers would lose even when they were up 27-0, and he was right. I don't know how he nailed that prediction, but you know what? Respect.
I thought the
Shout out
game
to
was
Jake.
over though. I did thought that the game was over. When I look at it, it was 27-0. I'm like, it's no way he can come back. The next thing, I'm like,
No.
I was
wow.
thinking if they could get a touchdown at the end of the half, they'd be all right. And then, you know, totally different from the Cowboys game. I didn't believe in Brady at all. Like, there's no way they're coming back. They look terrible.
Really, I had more faith in Brady, and then
Yeah.
But I mean, can we talk about the Dallas Cowboys kicker last night? Because
oh,
oh
God.
my gosh.
he must be was eating some melatonin or something.
You know what that kind of reminded me of? It reminded me of the BT Potter when he missed like
Yeah.
what 2-3
Yeah.
field goals at the very beginning of the game against Tennessee, and Dabo just kept him in anyways because he knew he was gonna make that field goal. That's what it felt like, honestly, with that kicker. He knew he was gonna make an extra point, but it took him 4 or 5 tries.
Having too much fun in Florida, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's so true. But you know what? That's what happens when you're winning so much. You can afford to actually not have an extra point. You know what? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm glad it didn't impact them in any sort of way. But I was thinking in the back of my head, watch Tampa Bay come back and that cost them. But oh my gosh, too good. All right, let's move on. We're gonna talk about the divisional playoffs. So we have 18 8 teams left, excuse me, and we're going to start with the Jaguars, heading to Arrowhead Stadium to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Guys, who do we have for this? Do we have the Jaguars winning again or no? Oh,
Yes.
oh, we have a Chiefs, we have a Jags. Leah?
I got the Chiefs. I mean, they always step up in the playoffs somehow, no matter how good or bad they look in the regular season. Travis Kelce always gets going in the playoffs. He's super reliable, basically any, 1st and 10 or whether it's like 3rd and 18 or something. And Arrowhead Stadium is just like one of the best places that you can play at home for a playoff game. So it's going to be rocking, and I think the Chiefs got this one at home.
All right. Daniel?
I got the Jags. I just got a good feeling that they're going to put out their best 4 quarters of football, and the defense is going to give them one last shot at the end of the game to win it, either field goal or touchdown.
All right.
So
All
go
right.
Jags.
I like the confidence. I love the confidence. RJ?
I got the Jags.
Oh, all right. We got 2 for the Jags.
Cause Clemson made, they built different, and I just feel like I don't like the Chiefs, so I want them to be out too. Patrick Mahomes, he like the oldest quarterback in the AFC, so.
There you go. No, it's a young core of the AFC quarterbacks. You are very right about that. Griffin?
You have to play 4 perfect quarters to beat the Chiefs. Playoffs, Arrowhead, you're against Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, who know it like the back of their hand. They know how to win games. Do I think the Jags do it? I don't think they do it, as awful as that is. It's a very young team. They're very promising, but I'm going to go with the veterans here. I like the Chiefs.
All right. I like the Chiefs too. You were absolutely right. I think they are the Super Bowl favorites right now, and they are for a good reason. And I think anytime you go into Arrowhead, you definitely have a target on your back. So I am definitely going to go with the Chiefs here on this one. All right, moving on to the next AFC matchup. We've got the Bengals at the Bills. So who do we have here in this matchup?
Joe Shiesty.
Griffin, if you're... Oh, okay. We've got a split, so Griffin, let's start.
I like the Bengals. Obviously, they've kind of met before, obviously because of the DeMar Hamlin situation. But I just think the Bengals are hot at the right time. I just haven't really trusted this Bills team. I trusted them at the beginning of the year, but they slipped up against Miami. They let a undrafted quarterback put 31 on them, and they cleared out with a win. I don't trust it. I think the Bengals are hot. They had an impressive win against the Ravens. They had that huge goal, the fumble recovery touchdown. I just think they'll get it done. Their offense is doing what it's doing. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Joe Mixon, they know what to do. They've been in this situation before, and I think they'll do it again. I like the Bengals.
All right, RJ?
Yeah, Bengals got the weapons. Think about it. They went
do.
to the Super Bowl. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Super Bowl last year, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I just feel like, I don't know, because the way I'm thinking, they got it script. I feel like the Bills going to try to win, and they're going to win the Super Bowl for DeMar. That's what I'm thinking. But I don't know. We'll just got to see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Daniel?
Josh Allen's looked really iffy the last couple of weeks. Turned the ball over way too much, but I still got him over the Bengals because they're at Orchard Park. It's going to be rocking, and they're playing for DeMar, so they're trying to get that Super Bowl.
Yep.
Yeah, I got the Bills too. I feel like they could actually go to the Super Bowl this year. They've been super consistent the last few years, but I feel like it's finally their time. I mean, Gabe Davis and Stephon Diggs are doing so good against secondaries and their safeties, finding the spot in the zone and being very reliable. And Josh Allen's looking like an MVP candidate, so, I got the Bills this time.
All right. I don't know who I have in this one, to be honest with you. I think if Josh Allen can just get one pick out of the way, then I think they'll have a good chance of winning. I really like, I don't know who I like in this one, to be honest with you. I think I'm going to go with the Bengals in this one, too. They looked good against the Bills last time they played them before Hamlin got hurt, and I'm sticking with them. So I'm going to go with the Bengals on this one, too. All right, moving on to the...
Oh, I got something. I got
what?
1% chance. I said this on my screen. It's going to be the Giants and the Jags in the Super Bowl. That's what I think.
Oh, the Giants and the Jags?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm predicting that. I hope it do happen. Because I don't want the Eagles to win. because my friend like the Eagles, and he gonna just talk about it all day.
You know what? That's a valid choice. As a Commanders fan, I don't know what to do right now with my life, and that 3 of the 4 teams in our division are still in the playoffs, and we didn't even make it, so it's fine. Let's start first with that matchup with the Giants and Eagles matchup. I don't know who I have here in this one, but who do you guys have?
I got the Eagles.
You got the Eagles. Is this a sweep?
Giants.
No.
Giants.
Griffin, I kind of like to start with you here because I know you're a Giants fan.
Okay, so let me break it down to you. You have the coach of the year and a quarterback that has proven everybody wrong, and Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts. The Giants are going to win this game. I've rode with them. I obviously thought, as Giants fans like myself, we did not think we'd be in this situation. I was very impressed by their win against the Vikings. Daniel Jones played exceptionally well. Saquon played exceptionally well. This team wants to win. Brian Daboll wants his team to win. He wants to prove the whole world wrong. And I get it. They haven't beaten the Eagles at Lincoln Financial Field since 2013. But there's a last time for everything. I think the Giants go into Philly, they upset Philly, and they go into the NFC Championship. I like the Giants.
Wow. All right. RJ.
I say the Giants just because. Wait. I just had it what I was about to say. Wait, come back to me.
All right. Daniel.
Brian Daboll's done a great job revamping the Giants, but I just don't see them as a Super Bowl team. And the Eagles' defense will make life difficult for Daniel Jones.
All right.
Yeah, I got the Eagles too.
Oh, I know what
mean, Jalen Hurts is only coming back for the 2nd straight week after his injury, but I think he had the last week's game, maybe 2 weeks ago, to figure everything out, get everything kind of going on offense, get back to practice. But I think he's just also an MVP candidate. I feel like he's just shown out this year. No one expected the Eagles to be this good. I mean, they only lost, a few games, almost even went undefeated, except for his injury. But I think, I see them as a Super Bowl team, so much as I don't like their team because they beat the Patriots a while ago. But I don't know. I think Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown just need to get going, be reliable on offense. I think that's the key for their win.
All right. RJ.
I remember now.
All right.
The Eagles struggle with the backup. Giants. The Giants had their backup starting.
Minshew.
Third string.
Yes,
Hurts
come
was
on now.
playing.
Hurts was playing. The score was 16 to 22.
Oh, that's right.
16 to 22. So I'm like, all right, Eagles, they suffer from injuries and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, they kind of suspect. So they beat the Giants twice already. So
yeah.
I feel like the Giants gonna watch. Just watch.
No, you're so right. The Giants, they do need a win against the Eagles, and you know what? It's their time, at this point to have a win. And
it would shock the world because they sleep on Daniel Jones because they always pick at him when he was running down that sideline and he fall at the 1 yard line. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is very hard to beat a team 3 times. That is all I will say. It is extremely hard to beat a team 3 times dominantly.
You're so right. You are right. I think that's why I have the Giants in this one as well. I think they've got the momentum going too for them, so I'm going to go with them as well. Shout out to my friend Aaron who roots for both of these teams and can't lose on Sunday. So that's all I have to say there. All right, Cowboys, 49ers. Who do we have here? The 49ers are arguably the NFL's hottest team right now. And we've got the Cowboys who just came off a tremendous win against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who do we have here?
Mr. Irrelevant.
Oh, okay. Leah, we have Cowboys, so.
I mean, they had a tough loss against the Commanders. Nothing went well that game. Literally nothing. Dak threw maybe 3 picks or something, but they proved themselves and all the haters wrong, especially Stephen A. With that win last night. And I don't know, I feel like once you thought that Tom Brady might bring this team back, their defense stepped up and their offense stepped up. CeeDee Lamb stepped up too at the end. Tony Pollard basically carries their running game. I think he should be RB1, but I don't know, that's just a hot take. But I think they got this. They played them last year. They want revenge. They got to prove all these haters wrong. I feel like they could be a Super Bowl team, but I'll figure that out next week if they win.
I do want to say something about this. I did see an odd stat that said that like the Cowboys, they will drop 2 games but then win 4 in a row, and then drop 2 and then win 4 in a row. And with this rate, if they're winning 4 in a row, they're winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
so,
I saw that on Instagram. They like win 2, lose 1, win 4.
Yeah.
If they go back to this trend, they're winning the Super Bowl.
Exactly. And you know what? They did it in a dominant performance last night, so they have me convinced now. And they were horrible against the Commanders. So now they really have me convinced, and you know what? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see because the 49ers, though, are hot. Daniel, I know you have the 49ers for a good reason.
Yeah, the Cowboys last night shocked me. I thought they were going to crumble to the Bucks.
Me too. I thought they were
Brady
going to lose
was
as well.
so off, and he was getting hit by Micah Parsons all night. But the Niners are a lot more complete team, and they're a lot more hot, and they're ready to win more games. And I don't see the Cowboys going to the Super Bowl. They say it every year. It never happens.
No, it's so true.
I hate they fans. That's why I hate the team. I don't like the fans. Like, some of them don't even know the reason why they Cowboy fans. Like, I don't know. But I got the 49ers, though, because that going against a real defense. So, and I feel like if the 49ers defense perform well, Mr. Irrelevant, they got the chance.
They do have a chance. Griffin.
A lot of people are saying Dak is not going against a real defense. If you look at all the teams Brock Purdy has played, these defenses aren't that good. Even if you look at Seattle gets bombarded on with points. So I like the Cowboys. I think, Brock Purdy gets his biggest test yet. This Cowboys defense is top 5, even top 3 in my opinion. And I think he struggles. I don't think, especially if Dallas do score first, he can't give the ball to McCaffrey all the time. He's going to have to use his arm, and I don't think that he'll be able to do it against such a strong secondary and a front 7. I think this game is going to be close. This game can go either way, but I think the Cowboys are going to win this one.
I got a what-if question. So, what if, like, the 49ers win the Super Bowl and everything, and, Trey Lance come back? So, is they going to start Trey Lance or Brock?
I think at that point, you start Brock Purdy. If he wins the Super Bowl for you, you keep Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
I think even now they would still start Brock Purdy.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, he's proven himself time and time again. And, with Trey Lance, you want that kid to succeed. I mean, but he's just been hurt. You got to trade him at that point.
That offense is so good, though. I mean, if you put any quarterback in that, they'll look like the way Brock Purdy has been looking. So, I mean, you got to give him credit when it's due, but I got to see more production out of him.
They got everybody
every position's an all-pro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why did Jimmy G go to a Super Bowl last year? Oh wait, because that offense is so freaking good. So. You're not wrong about that. It's a great point right there you make. And a great question, RJ, there. Because it is interesting with the Trey Lance situation. They've wanted that person. I mean, that's why they picked the person in the draft, because they thought he was going to be their future. But we've had Jimmy G, and now we have Brock Purdy. So what do we do now with Trey Lance? I mean, in a way, it's their best case scenario because they've been playing well without him. But in a sense, it's their worst case because they really wanted this to work out. So it'll be interesting to see. But I think I have the 49ers in this one too. I just think they're too good right now, and I think whoever wins this game, in my honest opinion, will go to the Super Bowl and will win the NFC. I just don't know. I'm not 100% sure who, but I think I'm going to go with the 49ers in this one too. All right, that is our episode for tonight. So thank you all for tuning in, and until next time, we'll see you again on The Extra Point.